It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and we're back with another versus video for you today. I really like these videos, just to put different beers up against one another, just to see the outcome. I have a fair idea of the outcome of these beers, but I thought I'd do it anyway. I recently reviewed an in-depth review of Carling Black Label, the new British lager at 4.7% ABV. There's a look at it. 440 milliliter can, brewed in the UK. This feels very retro. This feels like it was a release to pull on the heartstrings of an older generation of lager drinker in the UK. I mean, funny story, when I picked this up in Tesco, when I first went searching for it, I asked a young lad, do you have the new Carling Black Label? And we weren't in the beer bar, and he said, what's Carling Black Label? And I just, wow, that completely sort of like put me on the back foot. And to think young generations, I mean, this kid must have been about 18 to 20 years old. To think that he's never heard of Carling Black Label. Must be getting old. So I've decided to put these two, or the Carling Black Label, up against the two budget supermarkets in the UK, Aldi and Lidl. So we have Aldi's Rheinbacher Pilsner at 4.5% ABV, and Lidl's Perlenbacher Pilsner at, I believe this is 4.5% ABV. So yes, it is, 500ml can, 4.5% ABV. Now the price for the Aldi Rheinbacher Pilsner for a 4-pack is £4.99, so that's £1.25 a can. Same for Lidl, £4.99, 500ml can, £1.25 a can. I paid £15 for a pack of 10 of the Carling Black Label, so that turns it out at about £1.50 a can. So 25 pence a can more for the Carling Black Label. It is 0.2% higher in the ABV. So, without further ado, let's get these cans out. So glass and see what we get. Here's the Carling. I'm using German pint stein beer glasses for all of these beers. The Carling Black Label, it's not called itself a Pilsner. But I thought it would be an interesting sort of experience anyway. And for you guys, value for money. Is this beer worth 25 pence more per can? We'll find out. We've got a 3-finger white head on the beer. Good levels of carbonation rising up the middle of the glass. It's an amber coloured liquid, quite clear to look at. Lidl's Perlenbacher Pilsner, 4.5% ABV, 500 milliliter can. There's already 60 millilitres more of beer then. We'll see what 60 millilitres of beer looks like now, if I get the pour right. We'll have to wait a moment. There's still a little bit left in the glass, in the can. Perlenbacher, 4-finger whitehead, good levels of carbonation. Look how light that's looking. Crisp, clean, lovely to look at. Straw-coloured lager. Should we try and do a better job with the Rheinbacher from Aldi? If these beers were brewed in Germany, because there is a suggestion now that the Lidl and the Aldi beers are brewed. Well, look at this. I could go vigorous with this. Look at the difference. No head at all. Look at that. Isn't that strange? There's a suggestion that these beers are brewed in France now, but if they, oh no, it is, it says on the front of the can, it's been brewed in accordance with the German purity law. So that means by law, not only is the beer cheaper, you get more beer per can, and it conforms to the German purity law, which means that to call that a beer, to call it a lager, it's only allowed to be brewed with hops, malt, yeast and water. It doesn't look very good though, the Aldi beer, does it? The head's dissipated very quickly. It's a little bit deeper in colour as well. Is it? Yeah, it is. It's a little bit deeper in colour than the Lidl lager. The Lidl lager is quite impressive to look at. So the Aldi Rheinbacher Pilsner, that's a bit of a shocker to me. I shop in Aldi a lot. If you watch this channel, you'll see a lot of products, food stuff and whatever from Aldi. And I often buy a 4-pack of Rheinbacher. Always seem to have Rheinbacher in the fridge. I might, well, we'll put them up against one another, but I'm looking at the Lidl version, and it's looking far better in the glass, isn't it? More carbonate. These glasses are exactly the same. More carbonation. Lidl, nicer look. It's more straw coloured. A 2-finger white head. The Aldi beer looks. That doesn't look very inviting at all. Carling Black Label, held its head, good carbonation, darker in colour compared to the other two beers. Let's grab the Lidl lager in comparison. Look at the difference in colour. Look at the difference. It's looking more like an ale, isn't it, the Carling Black Label? It's looking much more like an ale than the crisp looking. Look at the head retention as well. Look at the foam, the difference in the foam. Much nicer looking foam from the Lidl lager, the Perlenbacher. The Carling Black Label looks artificial, really artificial. We're going to start with Aldi's though. Aldi's Rheinbacher, the one I seem to buy a lot of. Strange that it looks like this. Let's get the aroma. It smells like a Pilsner. Lidl smells better. The Aldi beer smells dull, worn out, tired. Like it's just finished 12 rounds of a boxing match. Whereas the Lidl Perlenbacher is sprightly and maybe just warmed up, 2nd or 3rd round of boxing. Just warming up nicely. It's much hoppier, much more of a sort of stinging nettle, authentic, lovely aroma to the Lidl Perlenbacher. The Aldi Rheinbacher, just a bit malty and a little bit hoppy. Carling Black Label. Oh yes, it's that Burton Snatch. That they call it the Burton Snatch. For me, it's very earthy, very farty. Compared to it, I suppose compared to the Aldi. It's got more of an aroma than the Aldi. The Aldi beer really sort of off colour. It's normally really good. I think I prefer the aroma of the Carling Black Label over the Aldi. And that says something. It's amazing though, isn't it? If I went back to Aldi in 6 months' time and bought a different batch of this beer, it could be on song again. It just shows that batch by batch, beer can change. Let's dive in. Aldi. Tastes like a French lager, that does. It tastes like a French lager. It tastes like one of those sort of French stumpy bottles of lager. It doesn't have... I'm going to hazard a guess here and say this is French brewed lager that's been brewed under the German purity law. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's just a bit heavy. It's just a bit heavy. It's a bit malty. There's a bit of a bitterness on the back end. It's an unoffensive French brewed lager from Aldi that's supposed to be German. Perlenbacher from Lidl. Cheers. Ooh, it's got a nice finish to the bitterness. Another taste though. I think I'm detecting a little bit of sweetness from the Perlenbacher. It's got a cracking bitterness on the back end though. Not bad. Not bad at all. Better than the Aldi beer. Much better than the Aldi Rheinbacher. Carling Black Label. You can't help, can you? Carling Black Label. You just can't help it. Every time I say it, I'm almost singing it in my head. Cheers. It's I hope I'm not overreacting here. I mean, it tastes terrible. It's like more money to buy it, £1.50 a can, less beer, buy 60 millilitres, and it tastes like, it tastes earthy, a little bit insipid. It's got a real horrible astringent bitterness on the back end. It's still there. It's like an artificial astringent bitterness stuck in my throat. Oh. I think by now the doors have been blown open regarding Aldi and Lidl, haven't they? There might be one or two stalwarts left that still haven't tried Aldi and Lidl, but I think the majority of us now have tried Aldi and Lidl, and we can see that there's value for money to be had. That's what I'm trying to say. You get more beer, it costs less, it tastes better. I just can't see how this might come back for a bit. Carling Black Label, it might come back for a bit. It almost feels like now the big lager companies in the world are really starting to feel the heat. They're really struggling. They're sort of like really struggling for market share. They've been hit by the craft beer industry. They've been hit by the cheaper supermarkets bringing out decent German / French brewed beer for a lot cheaper but a lot tastier. I couldn't see, and do you know what as well? We've also hit a point now where I know friends who've got, like, it's like a distant relative actually, but they live in a really nice part of Cardiff, like really nice part of Cardiff, garden backs off onto a golf course, and you know, a really nice area. House is worth a fortune, and I always see him in Aldi. I seen him Christmas time, and he had bottles of their prosecco, he had cases of their beer, and people are not phased anymore by putting Aldi beer in their fridges for their guests, or bottles of Aldi prosecco and Aldi bags of crisps. That sort of could we call it snobbery? That sort of snobbery has gone away. People are not afraid anymore. No, the word afraid is a bit dramatic, but you know where I'm coming from. People don't mind anymore. People will turn up at a barbecue with cans of Perlenbacher Pilsner or Aldi's Rheinbacher Pilsner, and maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe you might have had a couple of snobbish looks from people who were perhaps a little bit more better off than you, but that's not the case anymore. It's definitely not the case anymore. In fact, if people turned up at my barbecue with cans of Carling Black Label, I'd probably laugh at them. So, I am joking there too. Rating. I'm going to start off by sticking the Rheinbacher next to the Carling Black Label. Rheinbacher. It's not bad. It's not. I've just had a mouthful of Carling Black Label, so in fact, it's not bad now. It's a typical well-brewed French lager that conforms to the German purity law. Carling. Oh, it's terrible. It's musty. It's like it's been strained through wet cardboard. It's like there was wet cardboard in the inside of that glass, and I poured it through the wet cardboard. That's what it tastes like. It tastes like wet cardboard. Aldi's Rheinbacher doesn't look very good. It's a typical French lager in my eyes. It's worth, for the price, £1.25 a can, £5, £4.99 for a pack of 4. It gets for me a 6 out of 10. On this occasion, just by the way it looks and tastes, 6 out of 10. I'm sure if you watch previous videos of Rheinbacher, it rated more highly, but things change all of the time. Carling Black Label is utterly tastes like it's been strained through cardboard. It's a horrible beer, horrible beer. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 for the Carling Black Label. Perlenbacher from Lidl. A really decent beer, and the winner, it is a little bit sweet, and I do wonder if there's maybe a little bit of glucose syrup in here now, but it's a touch. It's not crazy sweetness. It's fresh, it's crispy, it's drinkable, it's nice and carbonated. There's a little bit of sweetness. There's some bitterness coming through on the back end, a stinging nettle bitterness. I think on this occasion, Lidl's Perlenbacher really holds up to that sort of authentic German, perhaps it's French brewed, but that feeling of drinking a really quite decent German beer. For me, the Perlenbacher gets a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. So there's your 3 beers. It's up to you now to make the choice on which beers you should possibly try. If you are on the fence with turning up to somebody's barbecue with some, say, Lidl's Perlenbacher Pilsner, don't be on the fence. Climb off it, buy it, and take it round to their house proudly, because it's much better than the Carling Black Label. It really is. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.